Hello guys, how you doing? It's really been a minute. Motherhood is no jokes at all. So, just briefly, I read a story in the Bible today. It's from the book of Judges, chapter 19 and 20. I'm really enlightened by this story, and I just thought I should share it with you. So, yeah, the story is about a Levite who was on a journey with his concubine. They got to a place called Gibeah in the city of Benjamin, and nobody would give them a resting place, and they were really tired. And so they met an old man who then decided to help them. But when the men of Gibeah found out that the old man had helped them, at night they went to the house and knocked. And you know what? They said the old man should bring the visitors out, that they wanted to have sex with the man. And they took the concubine, the man's concubine, and raped her, and she died. And the Levite was so angry, and he cut the body of the concubine into 12 different parts and sent each part to the 12th tribe of Israel. Now, when the tribes of Israel got the parts, they decided to gather around in a place called Mizpah so that they could, have a discussion and find out what happened and why they were sent these body parts. Guess what? The Benjamites, whom this whole scenario happened in their city, when they heard that the other tribes of Israel were gathering at Mizpah, they refused to attend the gathering. Rather, they started planning for war already. Now, they gathered about 26,000 men who were soldiers per se and arms people, and then 700 soldiers. Meanwhile, when all the tribe of Israel had gathered their soldiers, they were over 400,000. I mean, what is 26,000 compared to 400,000? But the children of Israel did something that struck with me. They were much in number compared to the people of Benjamin, but they still inquired of God if they should go to war with the Benjamites. And then God said they should go. And I mean, one of the first lessons here is that despite the fact that they had the number, they were not confident in themselves. Like, imagine how many people are the Benjamites, how many? 26,000, over 26,000 compared to over 400,000. They still inquired of God, regardless of whether you feel like you have the capacity, knowing that you are sufficient in God, that without God you can do nothing. This is one lesson we can learn from children of Israelites from this Bible story told. Secondly, they went into the war. And God had told them to go into the war. By the time they went into the war, the first war, the Benjamites defeated them. I mean, killed many of their men. And they were, sad and sorrowful. The children of Israel were sad and sorrowful. But they did not complain. I mean, if it's today, we would be like, God, I heard clearly from you. And one of the lessons I learned here was that hearing clearly from God does not mean that everything would be all smooth and rosy. Despite the fact that they heard clearly from God, they still went to that battle and get defeated. Now, they didn't stop there. They still went back to inquire from God. God, should we still go to this battle? And God said they should go. And they went the second time, and the Benjamites defeated them, killed several of their men, and they were sorrowful. And Benjamites, they were becoming happy and excited, like we're winning this war. And then the children of Israel did something that was quite interesting. They did not complain. They did not say, God, why will you ask us to go for this battle when you know that you will not go with us, or when you know that we'll be defeated? No, they went to God again the second time and asked God if they should go for the battle the third time. But before going to God, what they did was they went into prayer and fasting and prayed to God, and they were like, God, have mercy on us, they asked, they prayed to God, they were sorrowful, they fasted, and after that they went to God and asked God if they should still go into the battle again. And God said go, but this time God said to them that he will give them the Benjamites over to them, like he was going to go with them and they were going to win the battle. And this was all they needed. Despite the fact that they had been defeated for the first and second time, they still went into the battle. And this time around, God confused the Benjamites, the strategy that the Israelites even came up with. They sort of confused the Benjamites and took them to away from where the war was, and that's how they were able to defeat over 25,000 of them. Remember that they were just about 26,000, and that's how Israel, won the war against the Benjamins. What are the lessons I drew from this Bible study? Was the fact that we need to learn to be sufficient in God, like just like the children of Israel. They were not sufficient in their own selves. They didn't say, "Oh, I were much in number. We have everything. We're over 400. How many have they been able to gather? Over 26,000. We are going to win the war." They still went to inquire of God in every step we need to take in life, no matter how minute or how little the situation might be. you know, Acknowledging God and inquiring from Him is really, really very important and can be a game changer. Secondly, the fact that they went into the battle for the first two times and were defeated, it didn't stop them from trusting in God completely. They still, and I'm sure if they had gone to the battle that third time and had still lost the battle, they would still have, inquired of God again. So it's never too much to ask God, God, are you with me? Can I go into this endeavor that you want me to go in? It's never too much. Even when they you know failed the first time when they were defeated, they still, went back to God to ask Him again that should we go. They did not complain, they did not tell God that why will you ask us to go. So, well, I encourage you to read the story in the book of Judges, chapter 19 and 20, and remain blessed. Thank you.